ready for takeoff. I'm about to take flight. Take off. They try to crash my landing. Real talk, boy, they cannot stand me. I gotta keep it hot like a living in Miami. Trying to turn me down, but it's funny when a Grammy. Moving fast, cannot catch me, hold me down. Cannot lash me, knock him down. That's the plan, G, state the truth. Now please don't at me. Bow down, never living it up. And if you got it from the bottom, then they gotta make it up. Don't wanna criticize the bottom. I'm a false out of all the goods. Don't wanna point my wrongs. I poured my soul out, love of the song. Never question why it took so long. All the pressure I've been through really made me strong. Taking flights on the trip, man, I'm on some brand new shit. I ain't got no time to waste. Let me count another zip. Fell in love with my drive when I hopped up in the whip. Fell in love with my drive, man, I'm locked down with that drip. Taking flights on the trip, man, I'm on some brand new shit. I ain't got no time to waste. Let me count another zip. Fell in love with my drive when I hopped up in the whip. Fell in love with my drive, man, I'm locked down with that drip. My operation be smooth, kept it as a known factor. For real, I'm in it to win it. Cut sharp just like a dagger. Whenever traffic moves slow, I tend to move a little faster. Got my life on the screen.
Woo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Force Podcast. You are now tuning in with the hottest co-host with me, Sean, and the man himself, Zach.
Woo! Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, we are powered by Underblue Radio, and I like to give a special shout out to my boy Dagger. As you guys heard the intro, one of my favorite songs that he's made, it's called Taking Flight. You can check him out on YouTube at Certified Official, or if you want to type in the song name again, it's Taking Flight by Young Certified. Zach, let's get into it today, man. Special episode, There's a lot to talk about. We just came off the Miami GP. Yeah. Crazy race, crazy weekend.
Yeah.
Crazy weekend.
Yeah, it's just. But before that, I really want to quickly say, if you guys watched the episode that was earlier this week, you might have seen that we talked about Yuki, one of our drivers in the F1 team, getting P2. Turns out the winner got disqualified, so Yuki ended up getting the win. So
let's go
quickly. Yeah,
let's go.
For Yuki. Good job, man. P1.
I gotta update the trophy list for him, so I gotta put him in the P1 spot. That's good, man. That's really good. Yeah. I guess since we're on the topic of team updates, so this past weekend, yesterday was the first time that our esports team have kicked off in the very first IndyCar series that we have ever raced, even though we're still using the Super Formula, the platform of the Super Formula car. And so I raced in it, and I finished the race unofficially at P2. But since there was an issue with P1 submitting their verification video after the race was over, I was actually granted P1.
Hey,
so
let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Hold on. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. So I'm definitely happy that I could say that I was the first IndyCar winner of the team. But nonetheless, I'm also happy for bringing home the result for Racing Force Esports. So, we also had a color change within our team since the last time we had spoke. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, our team colors was the papaya orange, the Repsol, the Repsol colorway. So like papaya orange, navy blue, or midnight blue, however you want to call it, white and red. We switched from that over to basically the Mercedes AMG F1 colors, literally black, Petronas teal, white, and a little bit of silver. So, but the difference with us is instead of going black like Mercedes did, we're gonna do like a carbon black. on our cars. So trying to think. Also Yuki scored a P3 in GTSF1 hosted by Ethan. And Lucas scored a P8. So another round of applause for Yuki for pretty much having a double podium weekend, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That dude is yo, Yuki, you the man. You've had a great weekend.
Yeah, good string of results,
Yeah,
man.
bro. For real. Oh, and last but not least, shout out to my mom. Her birthday was yesterday. If I can get one more round of applause, just one more.
Of
One
course,
more.
of course.
Yes.
Hold on. There we go. Yeah.
Yes. Mama Woodson gets a round of applause. Shout out to my mom for her birthday. If any of you guys have had a birthday yesterday, shout out to you guys as well. That is pretty much it from my end on team updates, unless Zach, if you have anything.
I do not think so. I think that's it. I believe.
Nice.
But actually, maybe I think with the disqualification of the winner in the race, I think maybe, Christian gets P. No, actually, no, never mind. No, I know I think he's awarded maybe a point. I think I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As long as he finished in the points, that's always good,
Yeah. But let's talk about the Grand Prix. And can I go on a quick rant?
No, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Get into it.
I am gonna say F1 is dead. F1 is dead to me. And I'm not talking about a popularity sense because it's never really been better. But
yeah.
Dear Lord, was that Grand Prix boring for me. That was so boring. We've had 5 races now? Except Bahrain, the battle for P10. That was, and the small battle for the podium place with Alonso. It has been the most boring start to an F1 season. It's completely predictable. Everything that these aeroregs were put in place to make racing better, to make racing closer, and it is the farthest from it. There were barely, I could probably think I can count on my hands the amount of genuine overtakes in that race that weren't like through pit stops. That was horrendous. That was a horrible race for overtaking. It's been like that for the whole season. It's completely predictable, the podium. It's just going to be a Red Bull 1-2 unless something crazy happens to a Red Bull, like what happened to Perez, where he crashed in qualifying in Australia, and that was the only reason anyone else was on the podium. It's Max Verstappen or Sergio Perez driving around until they can undercut each other and win the race. The podium is going to be Alonso, because that Aston Martin's too strong with Alonso pairing. The midfield battle is so unbelievably boring that it's just Alpine and I mean, there's like a little bit of, there's more action in the midfield, but it's really, if you qualify well, that's really all you have to do. There's no overtaking in the races anymore. It's unbelievable. And people will say, oh, well, 2020 was a boring season. It's like, but at least round 1, we had one of the most exciting Grand Prix in a while. 2019 was bad, but we had, the German Grand Prix, we had the Brazilian Grand Prix where races were interesting. It's like Verstappen and Hamilton going at each other, Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel like fighting, a shock podiums. And like even in 2020, we had, like, people keep bringing up the Hungarian Grand Prix as one of the most boring because everyone except until P4 was lapped. It's like, that was pretty bad, but like we had that Verstappen crashing in on the outlap of the Grand Prix, and by a work of pure genius by Red Bull, somehow getting that car fixed, and Verstappen still fighting and getting a P2 or something like that. We had a brilliant battle in the midfield, and we're just not having that in these races here. To be honest, I'd much rather watch IndyCar or Formula E right now. I'd much rather. There was more action in the Formula E race in Monaco, than there was in Miami today. It's really just
Yeah,
it's really just turned into qualifying is the main show of the weekend, because somehow
yeah,
that's actually really close. And then in the race, everyone just sprints away from each other. There's DRS
completely
trains
different.
galore, and
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. This is not F1. I'm sorry, and you can call me whatever. You can call me anti Red Bull. You can call me anti. I don't really care. And again, like, I like Red Bull. I think it's brilliant what they're doing. It's a fun championship battle between them. But
hmm
that's really the only action we're getting whatsoever, and that's not really any action to begin with. It's so unbelievably boring each race. And I'm sorry, it's just, this isn't F1. This is not what F1 should be. This is not what F1 has been. And it's just disappointing week after week after week. It's just unbelievably boring, man.
Can I
Anyway,
add
rant
on
over.
to the rant?
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to add on to that. So today, I decided to take a leap of faith and go against the grain. And I literally, um, there was a poll. I think it was what's their name? I think their name is Misfit Podcast or Misfit F1 or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They had a poll up on their Instagram page, and the poll was, who do you think is going to win, or who has the best percentage or best chances of winning the Miami Grand Prix? And I think it was like Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, or Fernando Alonso. And the fourth option was other drivers. I
Yeah.
decided to take a leap of faith, and I said, you know what? I'm feeling I'm feeling really good. I think it might be a different driver for once.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I was just like, you know what? I feel like I don't know. I felt like I had like a little bit of underdog spirit in me.
Yeah.
And after really seeing like how the qualifying turned out, I was like, oh, okay, like this could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, same.
But damn, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just.
one, I will never bet against Max Verstappen again.
Mm.
That's one. Unless the circumstances prove itself. Two, I'm damn near not gonna bet against Sergio Perez again.
Yeah.
Um,
He's done
I'm
pretty good. Yeah.
I agree with you. I feel like F1, this is not F1. Um, people were in this same. You can call me a Red Bull hater if you would like. Uh, I think the field is so spread apart. It's just it's boring. Like watching the race day is like boring. I'm with you. I would rather watch IndyCar. In fact, I've been keeping up with IndyCar in the last like 3 weeks now, more than F1, which
Yeah,
is
same.
kind of weird to me because like you said, like it's very predictable. It's like, okay, what am I watching this weekend's GP for if I know that like 75 to 80% chances of the poll is going to be between Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Fernando Alonso, with maybe a little bit of sprinkle of Lewis Hamilton in there,
Yeah.
fighting for the third position or second, maybe second.
Yeah.
But it's got boring, man. Like, I don't know. This year's is, I hope maybe after the break, which is what, after Monaco, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I hope whenever the upgrades come for the cars, I hope it's a big turnaround.
Yeah.
Like McLaren is making it to seem like they're getting ready to have a huge turnaround with these upgrades. I hope it's going to be like that for a few more teams too.
Yeah.
This is kind of, it's just boring.
Yeah.
Boring. I don't know really what else to say for it. I'm honestly looking forward to Indy 500, to be honest with you.
And like even last year, I know it was like a tiny bit boring last year, but like we had a genuine championship battle in the first like handful of rounds, and then we had
Yeah.
that. Even though Max walked away with the championship, then we had that battle with Sergio Perez and then Leclerc, and that was interesting to watch. And then we had that battle between Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, and Carlos Sainz, and then that was interesting. Right now,
Yeah.
it's not fun to watch anymore. It's just, I know it's obviously like people like say like motorsports just driving in circles now, but it's literally just driving in circles now, and there's not really
Yeah.
much overtaking. There's
Mm.
It's all just DRS. Well, actually, I will give two things of actually really good overtakes. Max Verstappen, I think on lap like 4 or something like that, did like a double overtake down the inside. That was a really good overtake. And Kevin Magnussen as well, that bait Leclerc to the outside and then dive to the inside. That was also a pretty good overtake.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I saw that.
Actually, talking about Leclerc, what the hell is happening with him? He looked,
I don't know, bro.
He looked completely lost this Grand Prix and this whole weekend. He just looked completely deflated. I've never ever seen him like that, where he's just
It's not
kind of
for me
just there.
Dude, it's not. I'm going to be the first one to admit. I don't know if anybody else has thought the same thing I'm getting ready to say. This might be a hot take. This might actually be a hot take. What I'm about to say, bro. I think he's a little bit overrated.
Charles Leclerc?
Yes. I'm not taking away the fact that he's a great driver. But I feel like the credit that is given to him, as much as people give him, is a little bit overrated. There's too much expectation on Leclerc to basically challenge, Verstappen. And we can honestly sit here and say, because Verstappen he didn't. Last time I checked, Verstappen wasn't top 3 or even top 5 to start the race.
Yeah.
So you can't sit here and tell me, oh, well, yeah, it could have just been a car issue or a team issue, this and that or whatnot. Max Verstappen started beyond top 5 and he still won the race. And Charles Leclerc is supposed to be like Max Verstappen's rival, but that's not even the case anymore, bro. It's Max Verstappen's teammate.
Yeah.
In fact, I even said this on an F1 post. I said, please, for the love of God, please put some respect on Carlos Sainz's name. Please. Yeah. Because he is keeping Ferrari relevant right now. I don't care if Carlos Sainz. I'm about to go on a rant here. Now it's my turn to go on a rant.
Absolutely, man.
People, I'm a Ferrari fan. Okay, I don't give a damn if Carlos Sainz doesn't have as much podiums than Charles Leclerc does, or I don't give a damn that Charles Leclerc is faster than Carlos Sainz. I don't give a damn about none of that. Carlos Sainz is more consistent than Leclerc at this point. Let that sink in. What I'm saying. Really watch the race. Look at the results. Has Carlos Sainz finished? When was the last time you heard Carlos Sainz finish below P7 or below P5 in the last couple of races now?
Well, except Australia's penalty. Yeah.
Besides Australia's penalty.
Yeah.
When was the last time you've heard Carlos Sainz screw up driver error, or whatever.
No, yeah.
And
it's just-
even if there's a car issue, even if there is a car issue, for some odd reason, Carlos Sainz still seems. This might sound crazy. Carlos Sainz still seems to figure a way to make something work. Bro, put some respect on Carlos Sainz's name, please. Because if it wasn't for Carlos Sainz lately, Ferrari will be completely irrelevant at this point. I know Charles Leclerc is fast. I know Charles Leclerc is probably better than Max Verstappen when it comes to qualifying. I'm actually willing to back that. I'm actually willing, if somebody would sit here and argue who's the better qualifying, I'll probably go with Charles Leclerc and say, yeah, I'll choose him, because that he gets poles he's used to getting pole position like clockwork. But that doesn't mean jack crap when it comes to the race. If you're only going to finish P7 or if you're going to finish P9, I'm sorry. You have an expectation of challenging Max Verstappen, not finishing P7 and P8. And some of that goes to the team as well. But I'm not going to put this all on the team. And I feel like that's what people has done. Charles Leclerc deserves to get some of the heat, bro.
No, yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, when
He
you have
he deserves it.
yeah, when he has 19 pole positions and 5 race wins. I mean, I get
That's
yeah, it's just
that's not acceptable.
yeah,
It's not acceptable.
and yeah, you can tally that up to some of that to Ferrari car issues, yeah, but there's places like drives like France where he's the one messing up, or even this week where he just again acts like he's completely lost, like everywhere in the corner, no confidence anywhere in the corners, drops it, crashes twice in the same weekend in the exact same corner in the exact same way. It's unbelievable.
Unacceptable.
It's not. Yeah, it's unacceptable, and I 100% agree with you that Carlos Sainz is the reason that Ferrari right now are still in kind of a battle with Mercedes for third.
And the crazy thing is, people, if you've listened to our videos, if you've been listening to our podcast, I could have sworn. Now, Zach, tell me if I'm wrong. I could have sworn I've made this take before, where I said Carlos Sainz is more. I didn't say he's faster, but I said he's more consistent than Leclerc.
I think you have, yeah.
And people don't want to see that, because Charles Leclerc is the golden child. He is the he's the quote unquote favorite child of the two between Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Everybody loves Charles Leclerc. I like Charles Leclerc. I mean, if it's not Lewis Hamilton, then my second favorite is, Charles Leclerc. I get that. But at the same time, I think that I've noticed how everybody is pointing fingers at the team, but I'm like, maybe we should be pointing fingers at the drivers too. Because if you're getting, like you said, if you have 19 pole positions, which, if for people that don't understand racing, pole position means he qualified as number one. So when the race starts, he starts at number one. And you start at number one, your chances of winning the race is very high, considering, versus starting P20.
Yeah.
So, if you have 19 pole positions, so you got 19 chances of winning a race, better than anyone else, but you only won the race 5 times, that is not all on the team. That is definitely on you too. You as a driver. And I feel like he should have some fire. He should be under fire too, because again, it's unacceptable that you're supposed to be the golden child of the team, yet the second driver, which is Carlos Sainz, is more consistent than you. You know, weird to say, since he's the second, he's driver number 2.
No, yeah.
That's enough of my rant.
Nah.
That's enough of me. I mean, like I just had to say that, bro, because I like I said, I love Ferrari. I do, and I know that we have issues, but nah, bro. Like the drivers need to. I feel like the spotlight needs to. After this weekend, the spotlight needs to be on Leclerc for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's just because I've made this point before that I don't think Leclerc will ever win a championship with Ferrari, and I will stick by that point because I genuinely I don't see him and Ferrari winning a championship together. But he won't win a championship if he keeps making mistakes like the how he's shown this weekend, and he's shown in the past, like Imola, again, like France 2022. He's too crash prone to be a champion, to be honest. Crashed in Baku when he was going for pole position. It's just I don't, unless he irons those out, which maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't know. That's really, it's 100% on him. But I don't see
up to him. Right.
Yeah. It's on him. It's not, again, as much as you can put it up to Ferrari making horrible strategy calls, messing up his car sometimes, like Saudi Arabia, where he takes a penalty in the second race, which is still to this day unbelievable to me. It's just, at some point, it's on the team, but you have to look at Leclerc, and then you see all these mistakes he's making, the lack of confidence he has, the consistency that, yes, I like the point you said that Carlos isn't as fast as Leclerc, but speed doesn't matter if you're crashing,
Exactly.
Yeah, he might be
Great
slower,
point.
but he's more consistent than Leclerc. He actually finishes races, qualifying, and people basically had the same reaction last year when Carlos Sainz, he was messing up a little bit, and people immediately put him like he should be ousted from Ferrari, even though and people forget this, he beat Leclerc in 2021. He beat Leclerc. He beat Leclerc in 2021.
People don't want to bring that up.
Yeah,
they don't want to bring that up.
And
like I said, he's the golden child, bro.
Yeah, and one of the big reasons for that is because Leclerc crashed every other qualifying session basically in 2021, and that's how Carlos ended up beating him. And I think people really need to look at Carlos Sainz and appreciate the fact that he's really, from what I can remember, has only made 2 mistakes really in this season, which one was today with that speeding in the pit lane thing that costed him. Well, actually, no, that didn't really cost him a position. He was like 9 seconds ahead of Hamilton. But and the Australia incident where he had contact with Alonso, but to be honest, other than that, he hasn't really made any mistakes. And I think that people should definitely put a little bit more respect on Carlos Sainz. But
for sure.
Let's talk. Wait, I quickly want to talk about cycling for a little bit in my efforts to make Sean a cycling fan. For other cycling fans, it's the Giro d'Italia. Do you know what that is, Willie? Sean?
I know it's in Italy.
Yeah.
I know it's in Italy.
Basically, it's there's kind of the big 3 races, which is the Giro d'Italia, the Tour of Italy,
Tour of France,
Tour de France.
Oh no, okay,
that's the second one. So Giro d'Italia is right now. Tour de France is in June, I think, and then the Vuelta a España, which is later in the year. It's the Giro now, and I just want to say that my favorite rider, Remco Evenepoel, which is just a god, what a name. Just way too many E's in that name. But he there's like a time trial where like they just basically just sprint for like 15 kilometers straight
Yeah.
and like up a hill, and he out like time trialed someone by 22 seconds basically. And to put that into perspective, it's a shocking like thing to win by 5 seconds, and he won
Dang
by
it, he did it by 22.
Yeah, and beat like the
Sheesh.
main rivals by 48 seconds. So he's probably got that wrapped up, and that kid is like 22, by the way.
I think, yeah,
He
you
is
spoke
young.
about this guy a couple episodes ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was the
No.
Pogacar kid.
Yeah, because he got injured. That's right. Never mind. Yeah.
But yeah.
A broken hand, I believe. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that kid, he's apparently recovering, and he said he's planning to make the Tour de France, but he doesn't know how well he'll do. Due to, again, it's a month of recovery, and it's basically a month and a half to the Tour de France. So yeah, we'll see that. But yeah, Giro d'Italia is heating up.
I'm pretty sure, like the amount of the kind of training that the cyclists have to go through before the season start is probably insane.
Yeah.
Because like the endurance, I would assume like the endurance. I've always hated endurance training when I was playing like college basketball and like high school and stuff. Like the long distance running and like that's more mental. So I feel like that's more mental than doing like lifting weights and stuff. Like it's more hard. I think. I don't know. I mean, people comment what you think about that. Like, do you think that endurance training is harder than physical training, or the other way around? I personally think endurance is more. I think that's more challenging because it's more of a mental game, where physical, like you can do, like you could. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you can. I feel like humans, we have the like capability. I feel like we have the capability to overcome, like if we're tired, like adrenaline, for example. But like endurance training is kind of hard, bro. Like I don't know how to really put it, but I'm pretty sure that those cyclists, their training is probably insane before the season starts.
Especially like wait, I'm gonna actually pull it up here because oh shoot, that's the
They're probably ripped too. They probably
but the thing is they have to do that, and then there's kind of like two kind of classes I kind of call it, like of cyclists, where it's a sprinter or a climber. And the sprinters are like gigantic. There's one guy who's like 6'4" and like 240 or something like that, and he is gigantic. And he will.
This dude is not far off from LeBron.
Sprint his ass off. Yeah, the dude is huge. But the climbers, they're like, this God, I'm gonna get this guy up. I'm gonna get height and weight. He's a Danish kid, I think. He's 5'9" and 130 pounds.
Dang.
So he's really small, and then those are the guys that like just power up climbs that are like a good 10-mile climb that's at 5-10%, like constantly.
At an incline.
Yeah, 10%.
Oh my god.
There was one. Oh my god. There was one climb last year. I forgot exactly what stage it was. I think it was like stage 8. That the ending, it was like a 150 mile stage, and at the very end of it, it was a climb for I think half a kilometer that was 20 something percent straight for half a kilometer. It was like 20%. I'm like, you're biking for hours, like 3-4 hours, and then that's what you get at the end. It's like a
Oh
20
my
something
God.
percent incline.
You see, exactly my point. I personally, like, just thinking about that, I would just, the moment I felt that that incline percentile just change, I'd have been like, my body would just gave up. Like mentally, I would have just checked out and be like, nah, man, like, I know for a fact I'm not going up this incline. Like, I've already just did like 3 or 4 hours of of cycling, and you gotta think about it too. Like, there's other cyclists that you're racing against. So like they're on your tail,
Yeah.
and they're it's kind of like racing. It's basically like, it's almost like like F1, where it's like everybody is once the race starts to get traction, you start to get towards the middle of the race, excuse me, everybody's like 2-3 seconds apart. But to us, like, like, if you're 3 seconds behind to us, because we do esport racing, and we kind of understand like motorsports, like that's like, oh, okay, we're definitely ahead. But like, to the average, to a person that doesn't really, and even still to us, we understand that all it takes is just one screw up and it's over with, because 3 seconds is literally 3 seconds. It will go by, just he's that close to you, even though it seems like far because of your pace. But as a cyclist, you got to deal with that too.
Yeah.
And that's in the back of your mind, is that, dude, if I screw up, like, all it takes is for my mind to just check out just a little bit. And then and then you just screw up, and then game over. Now that, everything you've worked hard for that whole race is just down the drain. That sucks, bro.
And it's that oh wait, real quick. Actually, I just remembered the thing. And it's a 8 kilometer climb that started at 13% incline immediately, then goes down to 10, and then goes up to 20, and then the last little bit was at 26% incline.
Oh, hell no. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
I can hear my weightlifting. I can hear my college weight coach like, just keep going, keep going.
Bro, that's insane.
Oh man.
But like what you're saying, the kid, so in 2021, the kid that like we're talking about, the Tadej Pogacar kid, again dominated the whole Tour de France, and then ended up just getting, I'll be honest, like just spanked last year by Jonas, the guy who came in second in 2021. And basically they said that his team said that he obviously trained, but he was like he felt a little bit more confident, and didn't train as hard as he did in 2021, and that's exactly what cost him 2022.
Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
And then obviously the guy Jonas Vingegaard, who ended up winning, just trained his ass off and just ended up destroying him, and that's where it counted. Yeah.
That's the epitome of because my dad used to always tell me, as growing up, like I said, like, I played college ball, so like for me the dream was to obviously go to the NBA, which I didn't go do that. But going to college and playing college basketball is just, that was another dream itself. So I'm definitely glad that I got to experience that. But my dad told me growing up, in regards to what you're saying, he said that he literally instilled this into me and my brother's mind, that when we were kids, like, we love playing video games, right? But like, our dream was to go play college ball. My dream was to play college ball. But he always told us, he's like, I know y'all playing a game, but just know that there's a kid out there. It's what time is it right now? We'd be like, 8:30. He's like, there's definitely a kid out there that's working on his game, working on his craft, working harder than you. I'm just letting you know that you might run across this same kid one day, and you just didn't practice enough, but he did, and he was prepared, and you'll lose out on that spot. And that literally stuck to me even still to this day. So the fact that you're telling me that this guy let up on training when the other person was training, probably days and nights, it paid off, man.
Yeah.
So that should be a lesson learned.
And yeah, it's just that little bit always counts. So yeah.
Absolutely. Man,
fun.
we sound like we're therapists, man.
Yeah. Welcome
Oh
back to the
man.
Therapist Podcast. We're not the Force anymore.
Right.
We're rebranding
Right. We're giving people advice right now. No, but I kind of want to if you would like, do you want to switch gears
Yeah, sure.
and kind of go into a different topic?
Sure.
So in this segment of the episode, I want to talk about movie ideas. Now, real quick, I do want to shout out. I went to see Guy Ritchie's The Covenant,
Oh, I want to see that.
and boy, was that movie crazy.
In a good way?
In a good way. But because it's based on a true story, so I have to give my credit where it's due, because I mean, I've had family members that's been in the United States military and fought in war. So definitely rest in peace to the fallen soldiers and to the families out there. But this movie, man, bro, like just the feeling, like it is so action packed. I think the movie was about 2 hours long, but I promise you, everybody, please, I promise you, I'm asking you, go see this movie. It is not, you will not be disappointed in terms of, because it goes straight to the point. Like, it's not a movie where, you know how like a lot of movies, they take their sweet time trying to get to the point, and you have to wait like practically an hour and a half before like action actually really starts, and then you're like, okay, this is what makes sense then.
Yeah.
No, this movie starts literally within like the first 15 minutes. Like, it goes straight into the point, and you get the motive and you get the idea. It will keep you on your toes the entire time though. So the 2 hours really didn't even feel like 2 hours, because you're just so into the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I had to use the bathroom for probably 30 minutes. I was holding it in for 30 minutes because of how good this movie is. So, yeah, I definitely, The Covenant is a great movie to go see. Definitely see it in movie theaters before they remove it. But I definitely approve of that movie for sure.
Yeah, I've seen like trailers for it, and I actually
Mhm.
really want to go and watch it. That looks like a
Yeah.
really good movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It is the one Jake Gyllenhaal is in it, right? I think I'm the right one.
Yes, and he's a great actor. He's a damn good actor. Shout out to him, man. Great actor.
But yeah, I do want to see that one. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about the Gran Turismo movie? I think that's really interesting. I like it.
I really want to see that because I've seen like Jan Martinburg. How do you pronounce his last name? Jan Martinborough. I think it.
I'm getting ready to see. Not sure. I have to look it up, but
because I've seen him in like a Jimmy Broadbent video a while ago, but now they're making a whole movie about him, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And Orlando Bloom was in it, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was crazy. Right, that's crazy.
Yeah, that looks. I'll definitely watch that. That looks good. I'm excited for it. When they first announced it, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, a Gran Turismo movie.
Yeah, me too.
But then, yeah, the trailers are out now. It looks pretty decent. I'll definitely watch it. I thought it was gonna be like a weird kind of. For some reason, I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like a Black Mirror thing, where like the guy gets transported into Gran Turismo or something like that.
Yeah.
And I've
been that would have been a crazy like storyline. No, that would have been a crazy plot. I kind of thought that too. That's actually funny you say that. Huh.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely gonna watch that one.
I feel the same way. Like, until like before the trailer came out, and I think everybody that plays Gran Turismo probably thought it was a little bit cliche that this movie was coming out. So like, for whatever reason, I thought I was like, ugh, I feel a little cringe from this, bro. Like considering like I played, our esport team is mainly on Gran Turismo. I was like, but then once I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this actually seems pretty. This actually looks like people would actually go see this. Like this is not just only geared towards like motorsport fans. I feel like there's a little bit of drama in it, which every movie has to have a little bit of that. But no, this is very interesting because the storyline seems pretty interesting according to the trailer. So I'm definitely interested in seeing that. Plus the Mario movie too. I've been hearing a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, I've been hearing actually a lot of good things about that as well. There's a lot of good movies out, and also
It
the
is.
Guardians of the Galaxy movie is out. I want to watch that, even though everything from Marvel in the past like couple of years has been absolute. I can't say the word, but
I think
it's been horrible, man.
Yeah.
But people are saying like this has been a very good movie, a very good wrap up to that. So I'm excited. The only like good Marvel kind of property has been Spider-Man. That's really the only thing that's been keeping me in it.
Yeah.
The last one was pretty good. So, yeah.
No, the last one was amazing for sure. For sure.
By the way, this actually kind of pissed me off. I forgot exactly what I was doing, but I was talking on another thing about Spider-Man, and then someone like said something about like next time include spoilers, like say like spoilers for the movie. This was like 3 months ago, and I'm like, bro, it came out in 2021. How have you not seen it yet? It's been like 2 years. How have you not seen it yet? It's like it's your fault.
It felt like it came out. Is it me or felt like it came out like last year? Damn, it's been out that long?
I believe it's been out 2020, or if I'm getting it wrong, yeeks.
Let's ask our friend Google here. Let's actually see, when did Spider-Man, the most recent one, come out? Huh. Because I know not the Spider-Verse, but the one, like the one after that. Because Spider-Verse came out in 2019. Let me see.
Yeah, 2021.
Oh, damn, it's been that long. Oh crap. December 17th of 21. Right in the middle, like basically in the middle of COVID.
Yeah. And the what's it called? The Spider-Verse also was another movie I want to watch as well. That was good as well.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Huh. Well,
and again, like I'm just not thinking of the Oppenheimer movie is gonna come out. I really want to see that Christopher Nolan movie. That looks really good. It's weird to see Josh Peck in a movie, in any TV thing that's not Drake and Josh. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird to see him in that. It's weird to see him in anything serious, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's true. Are you, well, I guess since we're on the topic of movies, like what's your style of like movies that you like, your go-to that you like?
Like a particular director or like genre?
Yeah, like your genre. Like what's your genre of movies that you typically seem to like go for, search for?
Usually comedies, to be honest, or action.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like horror. I've never had an appeal to it. I like thrillers. I like more thriller stuff.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. And like mystery, whodunits are fun as well. Like Glass Onion was a good movie.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm definitely into thriller and horror. I'm an all-around scary person. Like I love scary movies. I could watch scary movies all day, all night. Literally, me and my mom are like best buddies when it comes to movie watching, and we will watch absolute scary movies all night, like all freaking night. Like me and my mom have pulled off, how many times we've probably pulled off in our lifetime that I can remember, especially in my mature years, we've probably pulled off about not seven, probably about, and I'm being realistic when I say this, probably about 4 damn near all-nighters when it comes to like watching scary movies. Like we've watched scary movies back to back to back to back. And I can definitely say I probably got it from my mom, because I think when my mom and dad first met, I think their very first movie date was definitely a scary movie because of my mom. So, yeah, I'm definitely into scary movies. I do love conspiracy. One of my favorite movies of all time is don't do this to me. It's a space movie because I love space. No, I can't think of
Alien?
it. I really no. It's like they go to like they go to another universe. They're going to different planets to see if these planets are if they support life and stuff like that.
Interstellar?
So Interstellar, yes. One of the greatest movies of all time I've ever seen, bro. Like just the scientific nature behind I know it's fiction based. However, it is so entertaining to just look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody who is not into, I think anybody can watch that movie, even if you're not a scientific person, even if you don't like space stuff. I think you can just appreciate the graphics, what you're looking at. Like it's just entertaining to see this kind of stuff because I think everybody on this planet has came across the thought of what would life look like on another planet, or what would it be like on another planet. So that the fact that this movie kind of given our thoughts just a present to just see it, I was just like, man, all it can make you do is just think, but appreciate at the same time that, this is a movie that was well thought of and great. It was a great cast behind it. So they put some good deep thought into this.
Actually, weirdly, my favorite movie, I don't know why it stuck with me so much. I liked it, but it's 2 movies. The Martian. Have you ever seen that one? The Matt Damon one?
I think I've seen, yeah, I think I have. It's been a while though.
Yeah, it's a really good. I really like it. I don't know why, but I really like it. But and the second one is. Have you heard of Draft Day? Have you watched that one?
I heard of it. Yeah. I might have seen it, but
I don't know
I've definitely
why.
heard of it.
It's I watch them. You can put me in a room for 24 hours with just Draft Day, and I'll be entertained the entire time. I will watch that movie back to back to back, man. I don't know why.
Matt Damon.
It's so good.
Matt Damon was he was the star actor in The Martian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was in Interstellar too.
Oh yeah. He
I'm not mistaken.
He had a part, yeah.
Yep, he was in Interstellar too. So they kind of gave him the villain role in Interstellar. So I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah.
But by the way, I actually kind of, this is on the topic of Interstellar, but have you ever like written in your notes app like when you're really tired and then don't remember it? Have you ever done that?
Yes.
I recently went into my notes app and found a bunch of stuff that was just labeled ideas, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." So there's like 50 of these, but here are the best ones that I picked out.
Okay.
Home Alone, but if Joe Pesci had dementia. Don't know what that meant. Drake, but make him white. Again, don't know what that was.
Yeah.
What would the world look like if iguanas were the sizes of horses? Sorry. When did rap names become Lil? Was there a quote big to start with? If so, I want to meet that man.
If so, well, hold on, wait. what I wait. No, because Notorious B.I.G. It didn't start with Big.
Nah,
No,
there's
I'm
Biggie
pretty sure
Smalls
there's.
before.
That would have been pretty cool to meet him.
Yeah.
That definitely would have been cool to meet him. Yeah.
And then the
Huh.
last one is just what the hell is Interstellar? Just what the hell is Interstellar? And that's it.
You know what? I like. I kind of like. I think we should do this as a segment, like this idea thing, and let the people kind of like let the viewers interact. You know.
Yeah.
So we come up with weird, like not weird questions, but because these are like valid. These are actually like valid questions. Like these could be like meme based kind of questions, but they're actually very very valid. Like
What if
when
Home Alone
did
had Joe
when
Pesci and dementia?
when did rappers start saying little like
Yeah.
LIL? Because who was big before them?
Yeah, who was the first one? I want to know. It's one of those unanswered questions that has been lost to time.
Well, viewers, please, if you can, do a little bit of research, get involved with the podcast, and let's see what you could come up with. And if you can, comment below in the comment section, or you can reach out to us to our Instagram. Boom. I like that idea. Definitely like that idea.
But I also want to talk about have your parents ever told you something that you were younger and you just believed? Because I recently I was just thinking about this because I remember when I was really young, and so like in Islam when we sneeze we have to say Alhamdulillah and like basically thank God. And one time, I don't know, maybe it wasn't just my mom, maybe it was just a thing that we believe, and I don't know if there are any other Muslims. Just correct me on this. But my mom, I asked my mom one time, like, why do we have to say that? Like, it's like kind of tedious, like every time we sneeze. And then my mom was like, well, when you sneeze, your soul comes out of your mouth and escapes your body, but then when you close your mouth, your soul goes back in your body. But sometimes that doesn't happen all the time. So when it does, you have to thank God, and that's why you say thank God when you sneeze. And I'm like, what the hell? But then I just believed it, and I don't know if that's an actual thing we believe or it's something that my mom made up. So, has your parents ever done that?
They've never done that. I've actually heard, so because I'm Christian, and I've actually heard something similar to that as far as like the sneezing, where like something about like your soul has something to do. But I do know scientifically, like now again, I will be the first to let you know I'm more with my in tune with religion than I am like science. But I don't oppose against most science. However, I do know from the scientific part of it is that when you sneeze, I believe your heart does stop for like a split second.
That's terrifying. Every time I sneeze now, I'm going to be thinking of that. Thanks, man.
I believe that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I think that your heart does stop for like a very split second. So like everything that like I believe that your mom, and some of the things that I've heard, as far as like our religion, I think that it definitely coincides, and it's a similarity to what your mom said and what I've heard within the Christian, within like the Christian community and stuff like that. But one of the experiences, this is so funny. So my family, we're from the South, southern part of the United States, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida. I don't even really count Florida as like southern. If you live in the United States, I feel like you would understand that.
Yeah.
Like unless you go like some parts of Florida are very country, like because it's like a lot of swampy areas, like Louisiana.
Yeah.
And but my grandmother, she's originally from Arkansas, like super deep South Arkansas. She's so country, man. So growing up, I'm a big fan of spinach, and
Really?
I don't know if I'm pretty sure they don't, but I know they used to sell cans when I was a kid. I sound like I'm like 50. Jesus Christ. I know they used to sell cans called, like, it had like the Popeyes logo, or
Oh
not
yeah,
like Popeyes chicken,
yeah,
people,
the
like
sailor.
not
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
the Sailor,
yeah,
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 the Sailor. So
yeah.
if you know, he's always showing his muscle. So my grandmother used to tell me and my little brother, like when we would come in town to spend the weekend or spend a week or two with her, she would make the spinach for it, and I loved it. I loved it. My brother hated it. He's like, "Oh my god, we got to eat this crap again. Like this green spinach. You know, this is like green eggs and ham." And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I love spinach." So my grandma used to always tell us, if you eat the spinach, your arms will get bigger, just like Popeye. I used to believe the heck out of that. So I was like, man, give me like 3 plates of it. Give me like 3 plates of it, because I'm like 7 years old. I'm like, bro, by the time I turn like 10 or 11, I got the NBA scouts knocking at my door, because I'm like, I'm trying to go to the NBA,
Just
dude.
an
Like,
11-year-old LeBron with a beard already.
right. I'm trying to be the next phenom, man. So I was like, give me all the spinach you got. Like, I'll take it all. I used to believe that, but yeah, I think it's honestly, whether you believe it or not, in experiences like this with what your family tells you, I think the older you get, the more you appreciate it, because it's a huge part of your childhood if you really think about it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It's a huge part. It plays a huge role in your childhood, and you can only do nothing but just think, that even if it sounds goofy as hell, bro, like, you're just like, man, you know what? That's something I can literally take with me for the rest of my life. Like, my mom told me that, or my grandmother told me that, and I'll always remember that. So you always have a piece of memory that you will carry on with you from that.
Yeah, it's always like you look back on it and it's like, yeah, that was kind of weird, but yeah, it's the stuff that like you really it sticks with you.
Right. It's part of you.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
literally
Yeah.
part of you. And probably even after this episode, even when you sneeze, you'll probably still do it. Like, you'll probably still just naturally do it. And, you'll still thank God and say, okay, you know what? All right. And then you're like, oh,
I'm not
okay, this is
dead.
just part of me then. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Um,
just looking to
you want to kind
well,
of, well, not switch, because we're kind of in a miscellaneous kind of topics right now. So, is that how you say it? Miscellaneous or
miscellaneous.
miscellaneous? Okay. Um,
It's crazy. We've
I
already been going for an hour. It doesn't feel like that to me.
It doesn't. I'm still good to go. Are you still good to go?
I do have to leave in like 20 minutes,
All
so
right, cool.
on there.
So
Yeah.
we'll try to squeeze a couple in, a couple
Can we-
more topics in.
yeah.
Um, so one of the things that I kind of wrote, because I want to interact with our viewers or fans that are from outside of America. And you used to live as people. So people, Zach used to live in the United Kingdom.
For a little bit, yeah.
For a little bit. So
It was weird.
I kind of want to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
because you live in America. I'm American, but you're Indonesian, correct?
Yeah.
So, but you've lived in both. What is the most American thing that us Americans do?
Um,
What are some of the most American things that Americans do?
I think when a foreigner doesn't understand English and we just
Mhm.
yell the words louder, I think that's a big one.
Yeah,
It's a very big one that I just see
that's
everywhere.
the
Just yelling the
yeah,
words louder and slower. It's like this is that yeah, that's
yeah.
what's gonna make it okay for them to understand. Yeah.
Oh man.
Um
Can I say one
yeah.
that's gonna make you laugh? Yo, okay. This is more for like like Mexicans, and I would say Mexicans because I feel like tacos came from Mexico. It's a Mexican thing.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I used to think I knew tacos was a Mexican thing. But I was like, bro, Taco Bell is hitting. Like, I'm thinking, like, yo, Mexico, shout out to Taco Bell. My whole life. Until I got to like college, when somebody told me, I was like, bro, you do realize like Taco Bell was made in America. So I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Again, I'm like, I come from a Southern background, Southern culture. So please forgive me, people. But I do understand that steak tacos is definitely the real thing. But I've heard, let me see. I went to a let me see, what was it? I was at Taco Bell one time, right? And no, I take that back. There was so I was at my friend's house. This one's completely different from what I was getting ready to say. I was at my friend's house, and his father, very country, he's from Mississippi or something like that. But we were because me and my friend, we were doing some Spanish homework, right? And his dad was like, hey, what are you guys doing and stuff? And we're like, nah, it's like, Mr. Williams, I was like, yo, no, nothing, Mr. Williams. We're just doing some Spanish homework. He was like, okay. He's like, I could try to speak Spanish too, I could try.
No. Oh no.
I'm like, in my head, I'm like, nah, this is not going to go well because you're from the South, bro. And I know for a fact, you're going to say something completely wrong. So his son was like, all right, Dad. So say case because we were trying. So he was like, say quesadilla, like in a Spanish accent. And his dad was like, quesadilla. He was like, what you mean quesadilla? I was like, oh man, definitely this is American thing. He was like, Dad, where do you think Taco? He was like, where do you think Taco Bell? He asked him, he was like, you think Taco Bell is Mexican? He was like, of course, like it's tacos. I was like, okay. Definitely, this is definitely an American moment. Like,
Yeah,
we are
absolutely,
we are very in our own way. We are very special people. But
yeah, it's like,
we
let's
mean
get
no,
authentic Italian food and then go to Olive Garden.
yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that,
exactly. But
We're
we
on our
mean
own
no
little
harm.
world.
We mean no harm to the people around the world. It's just, we don't want to get into the political business of it, but we're
We're
know
just
that,
incredibly racist. I'm joking.
Yeah, you know what? I think we are. I think we actually are. I think like if America. So for example, like I'm trying to think. You know what? I won't say America. I say like everybody is racist. To be honest, like you go anywhere, like Americans can go to somewhere in Poland, and the Polish are probably going to like, oh, you're American. Oh, look at this American.
Yeah.
Or an Australian comes to Mexico or something, and they'll be like, I don't know. Like they'll be like, is this guy from America? Maybe because or they'll just be like, oh, look at this guy. He's not one of us. Like I feel like everywhere you go, it's just going to be, I think everybody has it. I don't know. We're weird here on Earth. Us humans, we're weird.
But I also think a big thing, I don't know, maybe it's just in France, but I remember one time I got lost in, I think it was a city called Annecy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I got lost, and because I was trying to go somewhere to get something, because I forgot. Oh yeah, it was because I was trying to buy a there's like a little shop that was selling F1 like miniature F1 cars, and then I saw one of my favorite drivers of all time, Damon Hill.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I want to get that, but I forgot like my wallet or something. I forgot exactly what it was, something. So I had to go back, and then on the way back to where we were, I got lost, and I was trying to ask people directions, And every single time I would go up to someone, they're like, no, I don't want what you're selling. And I'm like, what? And they're like,
What?
no, buy, no buy, no buy. And then they would walk away. And I'm like, what
Huh.
the hell? And then I'll go to another person like, no, buy, no buy, no buy. And then they would walk away as well. And then I finally, after about like 15, genuinely like 15 people, I finally
Yeah.
got someone who was like, no buy. And I'm like, I'm not selling anything. And he's like, oh, what do you want? And I'm like, how do you get to like this like cafe or something like that? He's like, oh, okay. And then he like led me to it. But I was like, people like
Wow.
automatically think I'm selling something? I'm like, huh.
Is that what we came to as a society?
Yeah. It's just,
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm like the
For the most part.
I feel like I'm like the worst salesman. I'm like a small Asian child. Like just like stumbling around trying to find, I'm like on my phone with AirPods in. I'm like trying to find my way around this like narrow medieval city with like just a bunch of people, and I'm like, hey, you want, I don't know, pens or something like that? Trying to sell something. I'll be the worst salesman, man.
That's funny. That is funny. Well, I know that you say you have to go. However, I do want to ask one last thing. I think that everybody has gone through this. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
We would even like to get some of your experiences on what I'm getting ready to ask here too. So please comment this as well. Moments you knew you were definitely in trouble before your parents even knew. You just knew, I'm definitely going to be in trouble. It's over with. I'm walking to my grave right now.
Oh.
What is one moment?
I remember I was really small. This was a few years ago.
Mhm.
And I forgot exactly what it was. But I had like again, I'm just gonna say I was really small. I had a really big temper tantrum.
Okay.
And I ended up breaking something of my friend. I forgot what it was. I think it was some Lego thing. I ended up breaking it out of anger in his house, by the way, in his house. So I went over to this man's house and started just breaking his stuff.
What? Okay.
And
Okay.
I was no, because I remember he did something and I got angry and I threw a Lego or something like that, broke it. And he asked me to leave in a angry way. And I was just walking
You're a kid
home.
at this point?
Yeah. And because we live like very near to each other, so I was walking home.
Oh, okay.
And then I just knew. I was like, I knew he was gonna tell his mom, and his mom's gonna call my mom, and this is gonna be a whole thing. And the entire time, I'm like trying to figure out how I can possibly slip away from this.
Finesse it, yeah.
Yeah, but then I'm like, there's zero way. And I just walked home, and then my mom, I can always tell when my mom is mad at me because she'll start like weirdly nice to me, and then I'm like, this is too good to be true, and then it comes. But yeah. Oh, and then there's another one where I remember, again, really small. I was like 7. All right, this is like 10 years ago. I remember me and my brother were playing Xbox, and it was Xbox 360, Madden 25, I think.
Okay.
If anyone
Definitely a
remembers
cool game.
that game, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember he beat me so badly. As a child, I grabbed the controller and threw it down so hard it shattered the controller, basically.
Damn, yeah.
And then I stormed off to my room and then like slammed the door, and I was just sitting there, and then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But then it's like, it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
I'm too deep into it. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. And have you ever, I don't know, this is a weird question. Have you ever been like, I don't know, like spanked by your parents? And like you ever,
No, yeah. For
like,
sure. Like I said, I grew up with a Southern family.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It was a part of life.
But have you ever like
That was a part of life.
have you ever like put something like in your pants just like possibly like soften the blow?
Like a book. No, well, or let's say like a book. That is so funny because it's so obvious.
Yeah, exactly. I remember because I put like a book or like a binder in my pants, and then it was basically time to do it, basically. And then they hit me, and then it's like like what the hell? And then like it's a binder,
Like, why
so
isn't
it's
this
like
hurting?
mad obvious. So
Yeah.
like what the hell? It's like a binder. It's like, do you
I can imagine.
think we were gonna fall for this?
And
I'm
they
like,
it's
no.
like they're spanking even harder. You're like, why isn't this hurting you? You
Yeah,
just have
exactly.
you just have a straight face,
Yeah.
or you're
It's like, I
making like
beat the
fake
system.
noises or something.
Like, ow,
And they're
ow,
like,
yeah, ooh, my god.
and
Yeah.
they just know. Parents have like it's like
Sixth sense.
Spider-Man with his spidey senses.
Yeah.
Like parents have that spidey senses when they know their kid is, yeah, you're definitely
You're screwed. Yeah.
you're screwed. You're done. All right, so here's a crazy moment. So I played high school basketball. In the high school I played at, my dad coached there too on the high school basketball team. So you already know where I'm going with this. No time for failure.
Mhm.
No time for BS. I gotta be on my P's and Q's because again, you're on the basketball team already. So like there's already every teacher has like an eye on you anyway. So yeah. And then it didn't even make it any it didn't make it any better that my dad was coaching. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely got a little bit of pressure. So this was when was this?
1968.
I'll give you 1960.
Sorry,
Wow.
I had to.
1963 when Lamborghini came. No, I'm just playing. Guys, I'm not that old. Okay,
Yep.
so I'll give you two parts to this. It's a two-part story. So the first time, you know what? Screw the first part. We'll go into this is the best part anyway. All right. So midterms came out. No. Midterms came out, and for our viewers that are from other, do they have midterms in like Europe or no? That might be a stupid question. Okay. So midterms come out, and in order for you to be eligible to play because basketball starts in the fall or towards the end of fall. So we're talking like October, and midterms came out around like September or something like that. And I had all my grades are good, but there was one grade where it wasn't a glaring issue. So I had like A's and B's, and I had like one C. It was just a C, not a C minus or nothing. It was just a C. I was like, okay, I'm still good. I'm all right. No, I take that back. I had a couple of C's because I had some hard. I'm not gonna lie, I had some hard freaking classes at this time. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm kind of struggling here. So, in order to be eligible to play basketball to start the season, which is in October, you have to have a 2.0 GPA average, which is basically all C's. I showed my midterm to my parents. They were like, okay, you can definitely do better than this, but we'll accept this for now. Like, you definitely can do better than this though. I was like, yeah, I know. But as far as right now, I'm eligible. I ain't got nothing to worry about, which is very true. Report cards came out, and you get, obviously the results of your grades before your parents do. So this particular day, I don't know why, but we did not have practice this day, or we didn't have conditionings. No, I take that back. I know the reason why. It's because the report cards came out and it was a Friday. And then that following Monday is the tryouts for the basketball team.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, you just kind of know your fate before the weekend starts.
Yeah.
So there's this. I was going through my report card. I was just looking at classes one by. I kind of covered the other classes with the other hand, and I was just looking at it one by one because I was like, bro, I'm ready to start the season, but I know there's this one class in particular I've been kind of screwing up in, and I'm like, please God, please let this be a C, because I'm counting my grades, and I'm like, man, I am very freaking close here. the grade I needed to be like a low C, which is like a 71 or 72. I had a D.
Wow.
When I say my heart dropped to my damn feet, because I'm like, oh my God, there's no way I'm walking out of this alive. Like, I've heard people like handwrite a B over a F, but you can't handwrite none of this because I play on the freaking basketball team and I'm about to be ineligible for the first half of the season. So I have to basically sit out and can't participate with the team until January. That's like, at that point, there's already been about 7 games or 8 games already played by that point. I'm like, bro, no way. So when I get the report card and I see, or I see the grade, when I say I had to take the bus home or I took the school bus home, bro, everybody on the bus is like laughing. It just seemed like everybody was laughing and having a great time. Bro, I'm in the back of the bus by myself in a corner, and I'm like, I know for a fact I'm not about to get the game. The game is gone. The TV is gone. I'm not about to go outside. Nothing, bro. I'm about to be pretty much like grounded, because I remember them telling me, get this together, but by the time report cards come out, and I failed. So that moment when I showed them my report card, actually it went a lot better than I expected. However, all my stuff still got taken away from me though. But my mom did tell me, she was like, which was actually this might be a touching moment for some. So she was like, son, I understand that everybody makes mistakes in life. Even though I'm taking your game away, I still love you though. And I still have faith that you will change this and turn this around. But you just can't play the game in the process of that. I was like, oh my God. She's like, you just can't play the game in the process of doing that. But she was like, it's okay. You'll get better. You'll learn from this. And after that moment, bro, I've never had a bad grade really ever again after that. And yeah, I was able to come back by January, play on the team, because my grades were, I think I was at like a 2.5 or 6 or something like that. So like I had nothing but time on my hands to get my grades up. So like it wasn't like I had my phone, or like I was only watching TV when it was time to eat like dinner. My parents were serious about my grades, bro. Like they were on top of us about our grades when we were kids, man. So definitely appreciate them for that, because it got me to the career that I'm doing nowadays. So yeah, man, that's my experience. But kids, definitely stay in school. Don't do drugs. And don't hang around the wrong crowd. And please, for the love of God, when I say this, do not procrastinate, because that's exactly what I did. Waited till the last damn minute to do something. And my teacher told me, she was like, I'm sorry, Sean, but there's nothing I can do. You only have like 2 days. There's only 2 days left. And your grade's just too low for me to like, change anything. I can give you all this work. It's not going to change nothing. I'm just like, bro, that hurt. That hurt. I was like, oh my God, bro. But
Jeez,
yeah, man, this crazy. I enjoyed this episode, man. We talked about
this
of.
This is a good episode.
Yeah,
You're welcome,
for sure. Like, yeah. You're welcome, everybody, for sure. This was a very cool episode for sure.
Yeah, I think that's about all we have for today. I think.
Yeah.
I want to quickly mention, the Warriors lost. I'm pissed off. That sucks. The Sixers just had a buzzer beater win, I think, and that's yeah. We'll talk more about that in the next episode, I think. bro.
Oh, real quick, I don't even think I mentioned this. Did I mention that Lucas got P8?
Oh no, you did not. I don't.
Okay, sorry. I forgot to mention because I was looking through my list. Lucas, which is a part of Lucas and Yuki, they are part of the Racing Force pro program, and they both race together in GTS F1, where I mentioned earlier Yuki had got a P3 in the same race. Lucas did get a P8. So he did finish in the points. Congratulations for that. Keep your head up, man. I know that your time is going to come, obviously. But yes, he did get P8 in that. So I did have to squeeze that one in there before we ended this episode. So just quick reminder to everyone. We have some pretty solid content coming up here lately.
Yeah.
Just know that our next episode might be a special one. It might be a special one.
Ooh.
We may have a special guest on this one.
Mm-hmm.
We will see, and you will see by the time the episode drops. If it is, it's going to be a special one. I'll tell you that. It's going to be a pretty cool one. So please stay tuned. And we are definitely thankful. Me and Zach, we're definitely thankful for the support. Everybody that are following, subscribe to us and everything, and
Definitely.
following and commenting on our YouTube videos. We're definitely supportive of that. So,
yeah. And tell us anything you guys want us to add, by the way, to the podcast, other than the awesome soundboard we have. But yeah, tell us topics you guys want us to talk about. And yeah. Oh, a quick update about the Behind the Wheel series of mine. So the next episode will be coming out on Monday. It will be with Joseph Loke, British Formula 3 driver. I think he won today, actually, in Silverstone. He won yesterday, I believe, or got P2.
Sweet.
So yeah, congrats to that guy. And then we have 2 episodes. I'll just reveal it here. The next 2 episodes will be with Josh Revel, Aussie YouTuber, Kiwi YouTuber, and Aldas, the UK F1 YouTuber as well. So yeah,
Sweet.
so a couple of big episodes coming on. So yeah, that's about all from us. As always, you guys can find our stuff linked in the description. Follow me, Sean, all of our sponsors that make our stuff possible. Thank you to them. Everything will be in the description below. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching / listening, and we'll see you all later. Bye bye.
See you guys later. Bye.